Hey, good Sunday morning, everyone. Ryan here. Just decided I was going to share some thoughts here this morning. Wisdom from the recliner. Although actually I'm technically in my vehicle. I'm sitting here in the parking lot. Just dropped my oldest son, Addison, off at the door so he could go on in and get ready for his morning basketball game. So excited to watch him play again. He's got a game here at 10:10 this morning, and then after that another game around lunchtime, and depending on whether they win or lose the second game, could have potentially up to 5 games today. So again, thankful that I feel good and excited to get out in this beautiful sunshine that we're having here. It's a gorgeous day here in Oklahoma, and just looking forward to watching him play and enjoy being a dad so much. And it's just a beautiful thing. I didn't plan to necessarily do a live video this morning, but I felt a little heaviness in my heart just around the subjects of food, and then the subjects of chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. And they are all 4 of these are such delicate topics. And I definitely don't claim to have these topics figured out. I definitely don't have answers for everyone. No, Samantha, I am not driving and talking. I'm parked in a parking lot. So you can rest assured I'm safe and sound. But anyway, they are just such they're challenging subject matters, and they are something we are having to deal with. I mean, food, we have to deal with it multiple times every single day in our world and our society. And then because cancer is such an epidemic as far as disease, being in the lives of so many people and so many humans, then these conversations, around chemo and radiation and surgery and what does one do and how should we view those, and how should people feel who maybe have made a decision and then later they learned new information and maybe it's caused them to wish they had made a different decision. And gosh, and then you're dealing with life and death, and people lose loved ones. And so I want to begin this whole live video by just saying, man, I have so much grace and love and compassion and empathy for all of us. Good morning, Catherine. Good morning, Mike. For all of us that have to deal with these decisions around food. I'm not saying by any means that it's an easy thing that we're dealing with here, but I think it's something that we do have to totally become aware of and totally move in directions that a lot of us have not moved in for many years of their life. That was definitely us. And then I think better to understand chemo, radiation, surgery to the best of our ability, better to know some truth and some facts if, God forbid, you or anyone in your family is faced with this disease and gets to a place where you've actually been diagnosed. I'm so glad I knew what I knew before I started. And, a lot of people say, man, Ryan, I have so much respect for you, or you're so brave. It's so courageous that you're going an alternative route. And thank you for those kind comments. Thank you for saying that. But I also kind of ask myself, like, wow, why do we live in a society where this would even be considered brave or courageous? I really truly wish we lived in a society where this was the norm, and this is just, everybody knew that if they got to a place of dis-ease in their body and they got diagnosed with cancer or, one of the 20,000 diseases listed in the medical journal, that, they would just trust in this beautiful concept that God made our bodies to heal, and that we could just get out of our own way and totally give our body that chance to recover, to reverse, to regenerate cells, and that the body could totally heal. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome if we all not only just believed that, but it was like the norm, and we saw just millions and millions of people doing that every single day. And hopefully one day we'll get there. Hey, good morning, Julie. Thank you for all your thoughts and prayers, and appreciate your nice comment there. And anyway, so I just want to first say, in regards to food, I know that there are so many different opinions. There are so many different viewpoints around food. A lot of people ask me, what camp am I in? Am I a raw vegan? Do I believe in paleo? What about the ketogenic diet? There are so many versions. And look, I'm not really tied to any specific camp, okay? In the sense of I am just a person who wants to see food be a part of our life for me and my wife and my children, my family, those I love. I want it to be something that's healthy, and I am moving towards optimal health. So as I learn and continue to learn and navigate around the area of food, for me, it's not so much about being able to say or call myself, a raw vegan, or saying that I'd follow this diet. It's, man, we eat healthy. We are conscious of our choices. We continue to allow our minds and our bodies and our hearts to be renewed from some of the addiction that we've developed over the years, from the brain chemistry that's changed, from the additives and the preservatives and so much of the junk that's been put in the food that we've been eating that we weren't conscious of. And my family and I, we are not where we want to be. We're not at the place of being 100% clean and pure and avoiding, all poor choices. We're just not there yet. And I think we have to ask ourselves, how are we dealing with not being where we want to be in any area of life? And I think we have to give ourselves mercy and grace, and we have to be okay with the humanness and the messiness of the food industry. It's really challenging. There's the fact and aspect of people are constantly feeling like it's difficult financially to eat well. And yes, I totally agree with you, Christine. It really is a part of our design. It really is. Like, our bodies were totally designed to heal themselves. And I want to see all of us believe in that more and more. Good afternoon, David from the UK. Thanks, Debbie, for your kind comment there. I'm glad you feel that way about what I share. And Deborah, it's nice to have you on here also. But, it's so challenging, definitely with our lifestyles, definitely depending on where we live, definitely with the amount of activities maybe our kids are involved in. What I find so sad is if all of a sudden you've got to feed yourself or your family, it's like the limited options to be able to eat real food, to get fruits and vegetables into our bodies are not prevalent. But what is prevalent is all the options to eat out that, probably 80% of the time, it's not real food. You know what I mean? Like, it's a version of food. It's fake food. And it's difficult on our digestive system, and it does not provide energy and life and the enzymes that we need. So, I know financially it can seem overwhelming. It can seem tough, but I think we've got to love ourselves enough, and we've got to value the importance of what we put in our bodies, which sometimes is hard to value because we feel like food doesn't really matter that much because maybe nobody's sick in the family right now, and we've kind of, gotten away from thinking that it matters because, well, I'm not sick, my kids aren't sick, we kind of eat whatever we want. I know that was my mindset, and boy, that got me in a lot of trouble. Yikes. So I think sometimes because there's not that immediate feeling, although if we get in tune with our bodies, we can start telling a difference. I still eat some cooked food every once in a while, And lately, I cannot believe how tired and sluggish I am within a matter of 30 minutes to an hour. Like, I literally just told Caroline the other night, we went out as a family and kind of splurged, and we had some cooked food. And I, like, literally could hardly make it home without falling asleep. And I was like, wow, like, I don't normally feel like this. I've been having a lot of energy. And so I think when we get really in tune with that, it changes things. But anyway, back to the part about not having the money. Well, one, I think we got to be careful not to live that story out for the rest of our life. And maybe we don't have enough money to do everything we'd like to in the area of food right now, but maybe we could make one change, or maybe we could just do a couple of things different. Maybe we could eliminate some processed food in our pantry and just increase fruits and vegetables. You know, Caroline has had to work through this with grocery shopping, because sometimes you buy fruits and vegetables and for different reasons they don't all get eaten before maybe they go bad. And a lot of us were taught, you know, you can't waste anything. Maybe money's already kind of tight, so then that creates a level of frustration. And it's easy then to fall back in the trap of just rationalizing buying more processed food because, well, at least it doesn't go bad. But what's the ramifications? What's the consequences? And one of them can be you can wake up at 35 years of age, and before you realize you had any, you know, issues going on inside, this dis-ease has created stage 4 cancer. And now look at the money and the time and the energy and the effort that I have to put in and our family has to put in to be able to reverse that. How much better would have it been for us to start making changes and finding ways financially and changing our view and thinking about how to deal with that, you know, issue of fruits and vegetables and consuming those. I mean, isn't it better that we eat some of that, even if it doesn't all get, you know, eaten? Yes, I totally agree with you, Christine. Ripe is the best to ingest. So we need to learn about, how to, eat that. And that's kind of a whole nother topic and subject. Thank you, Jennifer, for your comment as well. So anyway, again, I'm not necessarily trying to provide a lot of answers this morning, but I just want to encourage us not to let the story in our minds and in our hearts of the money part stop us from loving ourselves enough to start taking steps to figure it out. Maybe it takes a couple of years to really get where we want to be from a food intake standpoint. So, and I think then the other part is I think it's a journey, it's an education, it's being willing to dive in and start learning. And if we just made one change a week or one change a month, heck, even one change a year, again, let's move towards healthy eating. Let's move towards eating real food. Let's move away from processed food. Let's move away from things that have been modified and are chemical based. And it's just something that we have to look at differently. We have to constantly give ourselves mercy and grace and love. And again, I wanted to bring up that topic of food. The other topics, of course, chemo, radiation, and surgery. I want to say, if anyone's listening to this and they have done chemo or they went through radiation, my dad personally has been through both of those. My dad's also had 2 surgeries to remove tumors from his brain. Listen, there is absolutely no judgment. There's no condemnation. No one needs to feel bad. If you've done any of those and you are still alive and you are here, then praise God, man. We are grateful for that. I'm simply bringing up the idea of, why are chemo and radiation even options? Like, once we really understand the damage that they do and they can do to the human being, like, why are they even options? If we truly believe in the body being designed to heal itself, and we understand the role of nutrition and detoxing out everything that's caused this disease, this dis-ease in us, my question really is more like, why is those options even available? And definitely, why are people being pressured into those? I mean, isn't this a time where people are dealing with such a tough thing. And then to think like some doctor or some person in the medical community is going to apply pressure or try to use guilt or manipulation or make people feel bad. I mean, if someone wants to set in love, give me all the education around my decisions, explain the pros and the cons, and then truly allow me, the patience, to decide what I think's best for me, that's different, you know, and hopefully that is more of the experience that people are having than the other one. Thank you, Kev. That's encouraging. I'm inspired that you got inspired, and way to go. Congratulations on whatever positive changes you have made to your food intake. That's just wonderful. Nice to see you on here, Kristen, and thanks, Terry. Good morning to you as well, buddy. So anyway, and then I think there are probably always exceptions to the rule in regards to surgery, and I'm not suggesting I'm an expert on that, but I know I've turned down a couple of surgeries along my journey simply because surgery can cause things to shift, move around. It can cause dis-ease to actually spread. It's a very you can easily get an infection. There's some real things to consider there. So I think with surgery, it's just more of, I think too many people are just agreeing and saying yes without maybe getting more educated and being informed and understanding what's really all on the table here. So maybe the theme of all this wisdom from the recliner this morning, whether it's food, it's chemo, radiation, surgery, maybe it's that we all need to find a way to truly feel loved and to believe we're loved, because perfect love casts out all fear. And I think when poor decisions are made, for me, for you, and for anyone, it's based in fear. So maybe the real answer to all of these things is for all of us to live loved, to truly have a revelation that we are loved, and to believe that at our core, so that fear can be eradicated from our lives, can melt away, and now we can truly take our time in maybe what feels like urgent situations, or we can have a little more patience, or be a little more understanding, or get a little more education, and then we can live with our decisions because it's not something that someone is coercing or manipulating or pressuring us into. And of course, food, I mean, my gosh, you know, we have to make those decisions every single day, and it becomes a lifestyle, becomes a way of living, and I think we've just got to continue to be willing to seek out love in that area. So anyway, guys, I am just so excited to be with you this morning. I'm going to have to run. I got to go into the gym here. I want to end this as well as I did last night with just a quick update on me, and I'll try to be as specific as possible. I've started on some IV therapy, glutathione push, and also some alpha lipoic acid with an alternative doctor here in Tulsa, to specifically try to target my liver. We really believe that can solve this ascites and fluid buildup problem. We have to pay for that every single week. We are waiting this week, hopefully, to get back our results from the Greece blood test, and then we're going to be making a decision within the next 2 weeks to either start alternative treatments. We're looking at PNC27 again. We're looking at Coley's toxins. We're looking at B17 Laetrile. Those are 3 things I've already done that seem to really be effective for me. We're also seriously looking at GCMAF. We're evaluating where we're going to go to need to get this. We're going to have travel expenses. Obviously, these therapies and treatments cost money. We have tried to stretch out everything that all of you have given and donated to us as long as we possibly can. We haven't been able to work in 8 months. We anticipate not being able to work probably for the next 6 months as we eradicate the rest of this cancer. And so a big ask, guys. We are asking 450 people. There are thousands and thousands of people following our journey. And if you can't give, don't want to give, aren't able to give, there are no expectations. But we have simply been so grateful, and will be grateful again to be able to ensure that not only I live, but we are doing everything we can to give back to share what we know, share what we learn, and we believe as you donate and give to us, we have a chance to change the world. We have a chance to help so many people. And so we're asking 450 people to pray about, consider, and donate $100 so that we can have the funds we need to do these alternative treatments, to help my liver, to cover our expenses, and to make it for the next 6 months, believing then hopefully I'll be at optimal health. Hopefully starting in 2017 I can go back to work. We're just thankful for the progress that I've made. And anyway, guys, we have 3 options. We have a GoFundMe, we have PayPal, and then you can actually mail a check to my church, our church, and you can get a full tax deduction. Anyone can. So if you have a friend or someone that's always looking for great causes to donate money to and get a full tax deduction, they can send that to our church. Our church gives us 100% of those proceeds, and it's just an awesome option. So if anyone would like those options, I can post them in the thread, and of course we'll be sharing more in the days to come as we get the exact details of our next move treatment-wise. We'll try to inform everyone and be as specific as we possibly can. We're also working on our website to get up some details about my current protocol and all the things a lot of you guys are asking on a continual basis, so that everyone has access to that information and can easily share it with others. So anyway, love you all. Gonna go watch my son play some hoops now, and thank you for tuning in to Volume 2 of Wisdom from the Recliner. You guys enjoy your day, and remember, live loved, live loved.